Question number 10. Table 1 shows values of two variables x and y obtained from an experiment. The variable x and y related to this equation here, okay, where h and k are constant. So now the question A is asking you to plot xy against x. So they gave you the scale here for x-axis and another scale here for y-axis. Hence draw the line of best fit. Okay, so this question is first they ask you to plot xy against x. So you don't really have the xy axis, right? Because this one will be on the y-axis and then this one will be on the x-axis. So xy we don't have. We have to form our xy because we only got x and y here. So first thing we have to do is form our xy. So I've already calculated for you. You just have to multiply all this to find xy. So this one would be 3.25. This would be 2.56. This would be 1.74. This would be 1. This would be 0.25 and negative 0.54. Okay, now we should plot our graph. Alright, so this is the graph that I've plotted for you guys. Okay, I don't have a graph paper, so I'm just roughly doing this for you all. So I've already plotted all the points which we have gotten from the table here, x, y against x. Okay, so just make sure when you plot the graph, make sure you follow this. Make sure you follow this and this for x and y axis. Okay, I don't have a graph like I said, so I'm just doing it like this. So next we want to draw the line of best fit. Okay, wait, let me just, okay, I'm gonna use okay. So now how do you draw the line of best fit? Make sure it fulfills two conditions. First, it has to connect as many points as possible, and the second condition is it has to be balanced on both sides. So that means if there are two floating points on the right, or sorry, on the top of the line, there should be around 2 or 3 floating points on the bottom. Okay, it has to be balanced. It cannot be like 5 floating points on top and then only 1 at the bottom. No, cannot. Okay, it has to be roughly balanced. Clear? So in this case, it's quite easy because when I plot the graph, it's more or less like a straight line lah, if you ask me. So I think it's pretty straightforward. Okay, it's quite the straight line here. Okay, so it's quite easy lah, we should say. Extend the line. Okay, so I would say this is a good easy graph lah. Okay, because it's a straight line anyway. So next, what's the question asking? So question B, so we have already done A because they asked us to plot the best fit, line of best fit. So question B, they're asking for find the value of x when y square equals to 4 over x square. So they ask you to find the x value. So to find the x value, you must know what is the xy first, correct? But they gave you this equation. So this equation you can actually change it, right? Y square equals to 4 over x square. So therefore x square y square equals to 4. So xy, I can change it in this format, right? So that means xy equals to square root 4, which is plus minus 2. Okay, so okay, here's the thing though. This graph I plot, I don't have the negative side. Okay, so perhaps when you draw, you might want to have the negative side lah. Okay, because the question here, they never say it limits only to the positive side. So because of that, maybe you should also draw the negative side lah. Okay, so you should have two answers. So when xy is positive 2, your x value will be this one lah. Okay, your xy is positive 2. Wait, let me just, xy is on the y-axis, right? Is positive 2. So positive 2 is here. Okay, then you just draw it down. You get a value lah. Okay, so in this case, I'm getting 2.5. Okay, so my xy would be 2.5. Okay, now if you draw the negative side, so that means xy negative 2. So negative 2 should be down here. Okay, let me just extend lah, okay, for the sake of doing this. So here will be negative 1.5 and then negative 2. So negative 2, if I extend this line here, let me see. Oops, sorry. Give me a second. So this line, see whether I can do anything with this. Extend it. Okay. Alright, so I've extended this line. So where is my... So this one. Okay, so somewhere here. Okay, so I don't really have that point there. But I would say... Wait, give me a minute. I would say about 8 point something lah. Okay. So it depends. You guys can draw further and see where it ends. And so this would be... Your x value would be roughly around 8 point... I would say 8.3, I guess. Okay, it's just my estimation lah. Okay. So of course there is a range of answers. So just make sure you extend the line and draw the negative part of the xy, okay, so that you can extend and find the answer. So this is how you solve it. Okay, now next question, the last one here. They gave you this. Okay, this one is what they gave you just now. They want you to write in linear form. So linear form means you have to follow this axis lah. Okay, so let's do that. Y plus square root h equals k square over x. So now if I want to make it have a xy, here got only y, right? So what can I do is I can take the whole thing times x. Okay, when I times x, I should get xy plus x square root h equals to k square. Okay, now they want me to find h and k. So what I can do is I can change this, because this is a linear form already, right? So it's a straight line graph. So I can use y equals mx plus c. Okay, so if I want to use that, the y-axis here is xy. So this one is already here. The x part is x, right? So only this got x. So I'm going to bring this across. Okay, so I should get xy equals to negative square root h x plus k square. Okay, I rearranged the equation. So from here we can find the, what is the intercept? The intercept is this, right? K square is the intercept. Now since x and x is here, so I can say the gradient of the graph would represent negative square root h. Okay, so that's how we are going to find the value of h and k. So let's do this together. So k square will represent the intercept. So in this case, I can't really see what is the intercept here because I never plot. I would say probably around 3.8, or I guess 3. I think 3.8 lah. So k square equals to 3.8. So k will be equals to square root 3.8. So your answer will be 1.949. Okay, next we want to find the h. So we know that negative square root h should be equals to the gradient m, right? So how do we find the gradient of this graph? We can just take any of the points. So I'm going to take this and... Okay, I'm just going to take which point? So maybe I can take 2 point, second point, and also the 6th point. Okay, so I need to use our graph again. Okay, so second point will be negative 0.54 minus where's the second point that I'm taking? Second point is 2.56 over, okay, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, so 6 minus 2. Okay, Alright, let me count this. Give me a minute. Negative 0.54 minus 2.56 divided by 6 minus 2 is 4. So I should get negative, okay, negative, let me write here, 0.775. So this is the gradient. So I'm going to shift this to find h. So I should get 0.775 square. Okay, because the negative here can cut. So square this, I should get 0.6 roughly. I got here 0.6006, so I'm just going to put 0.6 lah. Okay, so this is the value of h. Alright, so this is how you solve this kind of question.